You're listening to the Unstoppable Teen Podcast, episode number 24. Welcome to Unstoppable Teen, the podcast for teenagers, parents, and teachers. My name is Kevin Mincher. Every week, we will bring you an inspirational person or message to help you experience more success and happiness. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's get this party started. Hello, Unstoppable Nation, it's Kevin here. Welcome to the show. I'm excited about this episode because it's the conclusion, it's the second part of our two-part mini-series that's going to help you learn the 7 steps to make this your best year ever. If you haven't listened to the previous episode yet, I urge you and encourage you to go back and listen to that first, otherwise this session probably won't make much sense. In the last episode, we covered step 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you remember, in step 1, you've got to get in state. You see, how you feel makes a massive difference on the decisions that you make and the goals that you set. If you're going to make this the best year ever, you need to get yourself in a state of hope and optimism, some ambition. And then from that state, you could go to step 2, which is where you actually document your goals and write down the things that you want to have, do, and experience this year if you're going to make it a magic one. Then, in step 3, it was about prioritizing and committing to your goals. You know, lots of us have lots of things that we want to do, but we tend to perform at our best when we narrow our focus. It's that phrase that in life, you get what you focus on. And if you've got too many things spread out, if you've got 10 or 20 goals that you want to work on, you probably won't be effective. So you've got to prioritise, get your top 4 to focus for different areas of your life. Have a health goal, have a learning goal, have a charity goal, have a career goal. You'll know what I'm talking about if you listened to the last episode. In step 4, we talked about how important it is to connect with your desire. To ask yourself the question, why do I want to achieve this? What's the pain I'm trying to avoid? What's the pleasure I'm trying to gain? And when you've got your purpose, when you've got that drive, when you've got that desire inside, then it's not a matter of if you'll achieve it, but more like a question of when. Those are the 4 steps we covered in the last episode. They were the foundation of getting ready for the year ahead. In step 5, 6, and 7 that we're about to cover, I'm going to show you how you turn those dreams into your reality. So let's get started. I've been sharing these 7 steps with students for 20 years. Literally, tens of thousands of teenagers have attended my seminars in that time. And I'm excited to be sharing these 7 steps with you so we can help you make this your best year ever. Now we've completed the 4 steps, we've got to go on to step 5. Step 5 is that you've got to strategize. Of course, you've got your top 4 goals, but it's foolish to just start the year without a plan. The British Army has this famous adage that says proper preparation prevents poor performance. And what a lot of people do is they set their New Year's resolutions, they get all excited and they run out there and start enthusiastically taking action, which is great, but they don't have a plan. They haven't thought through their strategy. In this step, it's important that you break your big goal down into smaller, manageable steps. Now, of course, you could try and figure out those steps for yourself, but the smart move, the quick route to success, is to get some expert advice. Let's imagine that you've decided that you want to get a grade A in a mathematics test that you're going to be completing later on this year. That's one of your goals for this year. Now, if you're going to create a strategy, you've got to start to think, right, okay, how am I going to achieve that goal later this year? You've got to break your big goal down into smaller, actionable parts. The little tasks that you can complete each week, the tiny steps you can take on a daily basis that will eventually lead you to your goal. Now, of course, you could try and guess for yourself what are the steps I would need to take to get a grade A in a mathematics test. Or you can go and get some expert advice. In other words, go and find somebody that's already achieved a grade A in a math test and ask them how they did it. And if you figure out their strategy, their action plan, And if you adopt some of those same steps yourself, you can start to produce some of the same results. You've got to figure out the smallest little details that will enable you to get the big result that you're really after. For example, do you need to allocate a certain amount of time each day or each week to achieving your goal? And if you do, how much time do you need to allocate? Do you need to allocate 1 hour every morning before you go to school? Do you need to allocate half an hour every afternoon when you get back from school? Is it something you just need to practice every Wednesday at lunchtime? Is it something you're going to do every Saturday and Sunday? You've got to allocate the right amount of time. If you don't allocate the right amount of time, you're never going to be able to achieve your goal. Then the question is, what do you need to do with that time? Is there a particular set of new skills you need to develop? Certain routines or habits you need to master if you're going to reach your goal? Do you need to develop some new friendships, some new relationships? Do you need to change who you sit next to in a certain lesson? Are there books that you need to read, videos you need to watch, classes that you need to take? You've got to break down your big goal into smaller parts. And when you break it down into those smaller parts, then with your strategy, it's important that you schedule the action steps. What I mean by that is that you've got to get your diary out and you've got to actually block out time so that when the days come around, you don't get distracted by other things. You've already put the stuff in your diary that you need to do if you're going to make this your best year ever. You see, that's what successful people do. They don't just hope that their goals happen. They deliberately schedule time in their calendar and in their diary so that on the specific days when they arrive in the year, they're taking the action they need to take to create their dream life. So here's my question for you. What do you need to do? And when do you need to do it if you're going to have the best year ever and reach your goals? Let me give you a quick heads up here. As well as getting expert advice, find somebody that has already achieved what you want to achieve and ask them how they did it. I want to encourage you to do the following also. Lots of people overlook some critical factors when it comes to performance. And I want to encourage you to think that there are 4 critical areas that will help you achieve any goal. First of all, it's about your mindset. What attitudes do you need to develop? What thoughts do you need to think? What mindset do you need to have and master if you're going to reach your goal? Second area is about your physical body. What do you need to do with your body? What do you need to eat? What do you need to sleep? What exercise do you need to do? What do you need to do with your posture? What do you need to do with the physical frame of yours if you're going to have the energy, the health that's needed to reach your goal? Third thing you need to consider are your emotions. How do you need to feel? And how are you going to get yourself to feel that way in order to achieve your goals? Do you need to feel more confidence? How are you going to get that? Do you need to be more curious? How are you going to get that? Do you need to be more compassionate, more composed, more committed? What emotions do you need? And how are you going to get them in order to achieve your goal? Fourth, and finally, I want you to know that the most successful people usually have a team that help them reach their goals. So which teachers do you need to get for yourself? Which coaches, which mentors, which expert help and advice? Who do you need to surround yourself this year if you're going to make it the best year ever? Those are some of the elements that you need to put into step 5, which is to develop your strategy, or in other words, an action plan for how you're going to achieve your goals. Once you have yourself a strategy and an action plan, it's then important to go on to step 6, and that is where you have to take action. You haven't done anything yet. You've done lots of planning, lots of thinking, lots of dreaming, lots of wishing, but it's action that makes your dreams a reality. It's not the most talented people that have the best year ever. It's not the wealthiest people that have the best year ever. It's not the most intelligent people that have the best year ever. Invariably, it's the people who take the most action on a daily basis. And you stack that up week after week, month after month, and you follow that all the way through the year. And the people who take the massive action, and they do that consistently, they're the ones who tend to achieve their goals. What you need to understand is that the route to success, the route to achieving your goals, is rarely straightforward. It's very rare that when you go bowling, for example, that you get a strike the first time. And even if you do, it's unusual to follow that up with a strike the second ball, the third ball, and the fourth ball. In other words, the journey to success is oftentimes a bumpy one. Sometimes you make progress, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like you're working really hard and not making any progress at all. And then there are other occasions where it feels like you're hardly putting any effort in, but you're actually making loads of progress. That's normal. That's natural. That's just how we're wired as human beings. What's important is that irrespective of the results that you're getting, that you have a commitment to taking consistent action every week. That when you wake up, each day you're looking at, what are my priorities for today? What am I going to do to make this the best year ever? It's no good having an action plan if you don't then see it through, if you don't actually take action on the things that you put in your plan. So I want to encourage you that you develop through the year a little routine where, for me, what I do is on a Sunday, as I'm going to bed on a Sunday night, I already know what my priorities are for the following week. And so I go, right, if I'm going to make this my best year ever, what do I need to get done this week? And then when I wake up on the Monday morning, I start doing those things. I don't get distracted by what's on TV or what my friends are doing or what's the latest advert to pop up on my computer or some comment that somebody's posted on social media. I've got a plan and I execute the plan. Interestingly, it's this disciplined ability to day after day and week after week stay focused on what's most important to you. Having that discipline creates the ultimate freedom and the joy of achieving your goals. Now, I'm going to say something that some people might think is a little bit controversial. The whole point of setting New Year's resolutions, to me, isn't about actually reaching the goal. I like to reach my goals. I have targets so I can reach the targets. But here's the thing. If the only reason you've got the target is so that in the moment you reach the target you can celebrate, you're missing the point. That moment of victory, when you finally reach your goal, that moment of victory when you finally get the grade A in your math test or exam, that moment is over very quickly. The art of living is about enjoying the process of getting from where you are now to achieving that result. It's been said many times that success isn't really about the destination, it's about enjoying the journey. And so what I want to encourage you to do is to enjoy the process of achieving your goals. I say that success without happiness is really failure. So many people get the grade A or whatever the result is that they wanted, but they didn't enjoy the process of getting there. They were so stressed. They were so overwhelmed. They forgot to have a good time along the way. You see, the majority of your life is in the pursuit of the goal. So you've got to figure out a way to enjoy that journey. It's not about enjoying the result of the examination or the test at the end. It's about enjoying the lessons. It's about finding a way to enjoy doing your homework. I know, it sounds crazy, but there's a way to do it. And you've got to figure out a way. You've got to be creative each day and figure out a way to make your journey to success an enjoyable one. Taking action is the key to success. Enjoying the action is the key to happiness. And when you add the two together, then you can make it your best year ever. Finally, we arrive at step 7. And step 7 is where you review and adjust in order to achieve your goal. You've got to review and adjust, folks. I said before that it's very rarely that you'll reach your target the first time. Those people who reflect on their performance tend to improve at a quicker rate. You see, what a lot of people do is they set some New Year's resolutions in January, and maybe one of those New Year's resolutions is to take control of their finances. They decide that they're going to, spend less so that at the end of the year they've saved more and they've increased their net worth, the level of wealth that they have. But of course, they go out with their friends during January and they notice that there are some sales on. and they can't resist that January bargain. And so, with the sales shopping on, they go and buy themselves some new clothes or some new technology, some new shoes, some new makeup or some new music, whatever it may be. And they start to feel really bad because they had set a New Year's resolution to save more money, and then they find themselves spending more money. You following this so far? Now, what a lot of people do at that point in time is they quit. They go, oh, I'm such a failure. I don't even know why I bothered started with this goal in the first place. I'm such a loser. What's the point in trying? And they throw their toys out, they spit their dummy out, and it's like, oh, what's the point? I'm just going to quit. And that often happens before they even get to the end of January. No, don't do that. You need to understand that failure is an essential part of the process of success. The only way to get to success is to go through failure. You can't get to success without experiencing failure. The thing is, in step 7, when you experience the failures, when you have the setbacks, when you said you wanted the grade A and you get some feedback from your teacher that you're only getting a grade C, you don't quit. That's when you review and you adjust. You go, okay, what am I doing well? And what can I do better? They're the 2 questions. What am I doing well? And what can I do better? In the pursuit of every goal, on a weekly basis, keep reviewing and adjusting. What am I doing well? What can I do better? And what you do is you refine your strategy. You refine your action plan. And as you make new distinctions and you realize, oh, I didn't realize that was something that was important I was going to have to do. I'm going to read that book. I didn't realize it was important to listen to that podcast every week. I'm going to add that to my to-do list. And you build out your action plan and you refine it by constantly reviewing and adjusting. What am I doing well? What can I do better? And as you keep asking yourself those questions through the year, you can refine that action plan, you can keep taking action, and you keep looping round these last 3 steps here, where you review your strategy, you keep taking action. You keep reviewing it, adjusting your strategy, you keep taking action. You keep reviewing your strategy, adding to it, keep taking action. And if you keep doing that, sooner or later, you'll reach your targets and you'll make this your best year ever. So there you go, folks. Over the last 2 episodes of this podcast, we have shared with you the 7 steps that anybody can take if you want to make this your best year ever. I'm going to do a recap, but before we do, I want you to know that for the first time ever, we're creating a free webinar for parents. It's going to be called Unstoppable Parent. And in that webinar, that's free for anybody to attend online, we're going to show you how to help your teen make the next 12 months their best yet. So, if you're a parent and you want to attend that webinar online, you can attend from anywhere in the world, from the comfort of your own home if you've got an internet connection. Simply go to unstoppableteen.com/2017. If you're not a parent, let's say, for example, you're a teenager and you listen to this and you're going, hey, what's in this for me? I want to encourage you to get your parents or your carer to go and register for the podcast. Get them to go to unstoppableteen.com/2017. Here's why. If you're a teenager listening right now, the help, the encouragement and the support that you get from the adults in your life will have a massive impact on whether you make this your best year ever. So if you can get your parents to attend and learn some stuff that they can do and use with you, then they're going to help you have a fantastic year over the coming 12 months. If you're a teacher that's listening, why not get the parents of your students to attend this free Unstoppable Parent webinar? As I said, simply go to unstoppableteen.com/2017 to register. So let's do a recap. If you want to make this your best year ever, there are 7 simple steps to take. First of all, you've got to get in state. Secondly, you've got to decide what your goals are going to be, write them down. Then you've got to prioritize and commit to those goals in step 3. Step 4 is all about connecting with your desire and making sure you feel it, you know why you want it. Then you go to step 5, where you strategize. Develop an action plan, break the big goal down into smaller action steps that you know you can complete. And in step 6, you take action and you implement that plan. You take the steps that are necessary each week to create your best year ever. And in step 7, you regularly review and adjust the action that you're taking so that you can nudge yourself slowly but surely towards that destiny that you desire. These are the 7 steps that I've been taking since I was a teenager. Indeed, these are the 7 steps that I share through my seminars in schools, and they are the exact 7 steps that you will read more about if you get your hands on a copy of my latest book, The Ultimate Youth Lifestyle. If you want to have the ultimate life, if you want to turn that into not just a one-off thing that you experience every now and again, but instead you actually live it as a lifestyle every day, every week, every month, if that's something you want, go to Amazon.com and do a quick search for the book, The Ultimate Youth Lifestyle, and we'll get it shipped out to you. You can order it from Amazon. Folks, I've really enjoyed sharing these 7 steps with you. Now what I want to do is ask you and encourage you to do a couple of things. You probably know that we're on a mission to help 1 million young people experience a better quality of life. That means better grades in school, better levels of self-confidence, better career prospects, better family relationships, a better happiness, a better life. And over the last 20 years, we feel really chuffed that we've helped 300,000 young people through our programs. Now, if you could share this episode and the last episode with young people that you know, maybe their nieces, maybe their nephews, maybe they're your students, maybe your next door neighbours, your son, your daughter, your best friend, I don't know, but please pay it forwards, spread the word, show other young people how they can create the best year ever. And if you enjoyed what you've gotten out of these last couple of episodes, please go and give us a review. You can do that on iTunes or on SoundCloud. You know, we always like those ones with 5 stars. We're working hard here to help make a difference. We feel touched, humbled. I don't know how to describe it. It gives us that boost of energy when we get a bit of feedback, when we see one of those positive reviews that comes in. So please do share it, give us a review, and make sure you subscribe. You can go to unstoppableteen.com/subscribe to be able to get free content from us every single week. To get the show notes to today's episode, simply go to unstoppableteen.com/24. That's episode 24, and everything that we've talked about here, the steps, the links to the different free guides and the books that we've mentioned, you can get them all at unstoppableteen.com/24. I now just want to wrap things up by saying all the best to you and your family for the year ahead. I hope it's a brilliant one. If you follow those steps, I'm sure it will be. I'm looking forward to seeing you real soon in another episode where we'll share other strategies that will help you become truly unstoppable. Bye for now.